Hey, party peeps, MangaMan here with a little bit of a MangaMan update with a twist. Yes, I thought to myself while watching Doug Walker's latest video that, these updates and whatnot are fine and whatnot, but what if I could spice things up a little bit? What about if every time I did a MangaMan update, I talked a little bit about the anime that I've been watching recently? Kind of like a MangaMan short review. Not really going into great depth and detail, just giving my overall impressions of the anime that I've been watching. So to start off with, let me talk about the first anime that I'm watching currently, which is Ano Exorcist, also known as Blue Exorcist. Now, a person kind of introduced this series to me, and they talked about it for a great length. Talk about like, oh, the characters are great, and such a fun series. I really enjoy it and whatnot. And like for a while, I was just kind of like, all right, but I didn't really watch it at first. But then after like I want to say a month or so, I finally thought to myself, I've heard some things about this series. Why don't I give it a try? And well, it's a pretty good series. I enjoy it. I enjoy it to an extent. Well, yeah, I enjoy it. The thing is with Blue Exorcist is that I feel that it's a little bit cliche at most points of it. Like there's a lot of things to it where like it becomes a little bit predictable in a way how a character acts. You know what's gonna happen in that episode. Don't tell me you haven't thought about that while watching this series. But it gets to be a little bit predictable at times. But on the other hand, even though it's rather cliche, the themes anyways, and the characters. Okay, the series is a little cliche. However, the characters, even though they're cliche also, are just something about them that makes them very likable. I don't know exactly what it is. There isn't really anything too special about them. I mean, they're like, you got your main hero who's a little bit of a brat, but is a misunderstood brat who also happens to be the one of the sons of Satan, whether it be the or whether it be your idea of the Satan from Catholic or Catholicism religion, or whether it be Satan as in the name of a demon from the demonology books. That's for your own interpretation. I think it'd be a little bit more associated with the Catholic version of Satan because, well, it involves exorcists. Not to say that all exorcists need to be Catholic. I mean, like, I don't know. Are there any Lutheran exorcists or Jewish exorcists? There's some Muslim exorcists. Uh, I was actually thinking about this for a while. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but I tend to like start coming up ideas with my top 11 lists way the hell ahead of time. But that's so that I can go around and look for good examples to put onto these top 11 lists, like what I'm doing with the another one of the lists that I'm doing with the top 11 most evilest villains of anime. And I've been like watching other reviewers lists. I watched the Suede's and Jeizo the Otaku's top 11 and 20 with Jeizo Otaku. Give me lots of good ideas. And I was thinking about maybe including Satan from Blue Exorcist because, well, he's Satan. I mean, it's the same argument that Doug Walker did in his top 11 Disney villains list about like he's the influence behind every other villain's deeds and whatnot. However, where I do where it worked for the devil on Bald Mountain because he was a silent devil. He he didn't talk at all. He just had a presence to him, you know. the Satan in Blue Exorcist, however, is very, very talkative and has in itself a personality and whatnot. And having to judge the Prince of Darkness, Satan himself, in this interpretation of the anime series, I'm a little wary as to if he. I don't doubt that he qualifies as being a villain because he's Satan. However, while doing research for Umineko, I also came across that Satan isn't really just the name of, you know, that the devil has many different names of the devil, Beelzebub, Lucifer, Satan, all sorts of ones. But Satan was also the name of another devil from the seven princes of hell. And who knows, it might be the same Satan, but what I'm saying is that the interpretation could be skewed depending on one's viewpoint, which I had to look up extensively for Umineko. But this Satan has a personality and an attitude to him, and also it's the fact that the series, I think, is trying to play up a little bit more to the Lucifer aspects of Satan, the fallen angel aspects, because the series tries to make Satan a little bit of a sympathetic character and whatnot. And I can understand, I can dig that, but I don't know. It feels kind of weird how they try to make Satan a sympathetic character. Basically, Satan impregnates a woman and she allows it. Any people that has watched the series will probably know, but I don't know. Riku's mom is a. I don't like to use this term because I'm actually working on a manga of my own creation that is about these type of individuals, but I don't know any other way to say it. Basically, their mom is a hippie, essentially, and she kind of like accepts Satan into her soul, doesn't corrupt her or anything, or doesn't burn her, because Satan in this series is composed of blue fire that shears flesh and destroys everything it touches, but not this woman, however, for some strange reason. But I don't know. I don't know. After years of being banished from heaven, is Satan really gonna like turn a leaf over just to be with this woman? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I myself, I don't want to get into a religious thing here, but I myself am Catholic, but I'm open to a lot of ideas, and, well, I don't know about that. It just doesn't really seem like, this doesn't really seem, I can kind of think of maybe Satan would do this, but doesn't really seem plausible. I don't know. It just doesn't really seem right for the character that they've developed for Blue Exorcist. You know, the character that just so happens to be the Prince of Darkness. Not enough about Satan. I've talked way too much about that. But Blue Exorcist as a whole, it's a little cliche. You could see a lot of the things that are coming. But I don't know, there's just something about it. I don't know if it's the characters, even though they're cliches themselves, but I don't know, they're very likable. I can't help but like them. I don't know, it's very odd. The other anime that I'm currently watching, excuse me while I look up the name here so I don't shoot myself in the foot like I always do, is Nikijo. No. Nikijo. Yeah, Nikijo. And I first heard about this series because of my subscription to a very popular Japanese singer called Hyodane that is here on YouTube. If you haven't checked him out, check him out. He is essentially the Japanese version of Brentafloss. He loves doing parody songs he likes to do video game songs with lyrics as a parody, just like Brentafloss does. He's a Japanese Brentafloss. And I heard about it because I learned that Hyde, that the song that Hyde made, or that he was going to be doing a song for an anime opening. And when I heard that, I was so excited. I was so happy for him. It's like, there you go, Hyde. Yes, you're making it to the big time. Although I do hear from some people that actually Hayadane is already a very successful singer in Japan. While he's making these, the things that he has on YouTube here are just kind of his side project and whatnot. But if it was his big break, I am very happy for him. If it was just like more recognition, I am also very happy for him. I'm just very happy for the guy. I really like him. I mean, you gotta respect a man who can beautifully sing as a woman. You gotta respect that because not too many guys can do that. I respect a guy that can hit a high C. I don't know my musical terms, so I might be sounding like an idiot right now. But yeah, I'm currently watching Nikijo, and it's along the same lines as the quirky school life anime. Now, you guys all know my viewpoints on school life anime, and that I feel that they are oversaturated. We are essentially in the age of school life and moe. Like before, like way back, it was like the space age, where like a lot of animes were in space, But there are always exceptions to the rules, and Nikijo is one of them. I like these types of like really weird things happening. Excuse me. Really weird things happen in Nikijo. I like those types of school life animes because they always are the most enjoyable. And Nikijo has some beautiful animation done for it. I mean, it is stunning. It is gorgeous to look at. I mean, oh, be still my heart. And the characters, even though like each part, because each episode has a bunch of parts in it, each part is episodic, where one doesn't really lead to another, essentially. But there are things that you learn about in those parts that kind of has an underlying story theme behind it. Like you got the three main girls that we follow on, and then we got this android and her little female professor, which I kind of like. The little female professor kind of reminded me of the character from Panty Pony Dash, which essentially is another of this type of genre of wacky, weird school life anime. Usually these things involve little girls. Azumanga Daioh was also like this, at least from what I hear. I haven't seen it myself, but I trust everybody else's word. No. But anyways, so yeah, I've been watching Blue Exorcist, and I've been watching Nikijo. I'm trying to keep my comments on as close as possible because I want to keep this within 50 minutes. And already it's 13, 36, 37, 38. Okay, moving along. I've been watching a lot of anime. I've been watching a lot of anime lately. I've been purchasing a lot of anime lately. I don't know how well you can see that. That is my new shelf that I got to store all of my anime and manga that I brought over here to campus. Yes, I am now living on campus, and that's not going to affect too much for the Uminaka review because I already did all the filming for part 1 at home, and you'll see what's going to happen for the rest of the parts. But yeah, I'm now living on campus, which is why I said in the preview. All right, now to get to the updated part, which is why I said in the preview, the prologue of the Halloween special, that it's gonna be extended from October as soon as when it gets done. I like to think of like my review schedule is very similar to Spoonie's schedule. Like the episodes are not out on a regular basis, yes, but when they get done, they get done. And I know a lot of you guys are very thoughtful about all that and are willing to wait, and I thank you for that. But this is about as much as I